Hello everyone, I'm Drake like the dragon, and I am just buzzing with excitement. Episode 3 of Scarlet Hollow just dropped, and I've been waiting all day for the update, so I think I'm gonna do half of it because it's supposed to be massive. This is supposed to be an episode bigger than the previous two combined. I replayed everything a couple of days ago to kind of sort my saves out, so I currently have 6 different save games ending at episode 2 that have helped me try all the different combinations of traits and like endings and options, and this is the main one, so we're continuing from the main one. We've got both Duke and Gretchen alive. We've got all the kids alive and safe from the previous episode, and we continue into this very eventful Wednesday. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as your eyes flit open. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mines still stuck to your skin. Let's take a shower. In the horrible guest bathroom. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you scrub feverishly, scraping memories from our skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning, the worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne, wonder how many times he's watched you unseen. Think about someone special, or think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. I'm gonna think about Sybil's warning. The worst is yet to come. You're done here. Okay, achievement unlocked. Wash away your sins. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Ooh, okay. Let's look out the window. Fondly thinking about the pleasant view it provided you on Monday. I don't see Wayne spying on us today. It's the same view. Turn back. Okay, let's check on Dustin. There are 2 of them! I'm gonna wave at the opossums. They look up at us. I would pet them, but I don't have talk to animals, so I'm gonna close the dresser and not risk getting rabies. You've had enough of the growing family of opossums living in your dresser, at least for the time being. I've not had enough of them. Actually, I love them, and in my Talk to Animals playthrough, Dustin and I are really good buddies. Check out the closet. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? It hasn't moved. Yeah. Turn back. That's enough of the closet. Let's message our group chat with Stella and Kanika. You pull out your phone and open up your group chat. Okay. Let's ask them how they're holding up. Probably be a bit before you get a response. Let's head downstairs. Time to start our day, I guess. Okay, here's Janie. You enter the kitchen and find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. I'm pretty sure we've already come across Janie in the diner. If you have the keen eye trait, you can kind of listen into conversations. I think she was talking to her daughter. Not 100% on it because I don't think we fully see her, though. Also, there's been updates in the meantime, so even if you've been watching this playlist and what I've been doing from the start, there's still new dialogue and new things that can now be experienced with the update even in the earlier episodes, so I still massively recommend this game, trying out different traits, different playthroughs, and definitely getting as much as you can from it. It's amazing. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Okay, I'm gonna say hi, I'm Drake. Good morning, I'm Janie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. So nice to finally meet you, Drake. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Yeah, there we go. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. I feel like we're gonna get cut off. Let's say thanks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha, what with everything that's, Janie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha, am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Okay. Let's ask Tabitha how it's going. There was a massive mine collapse on my property last night. I can practically feel the whispers of unionization already. Wouldn't that just be the worst, huh, Tabitha? She takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand around in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening. So you're coming with me. Ooh. Meet you outside. Cousin bonding time. Haven't had breakfast. Can't take away my freedom like that. I don't need a babysitter. I'll say I'll meet you outside. Given your track record, if I let you out of my sight, you'd probably just disappear into the wilderness, only to return in the middle of the night after burning down City Hall. If I'm lucky, you'll give me a call at some point between dousing the building in kerosene and lighting the match. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Drake, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in all that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. Okay, at least I can talk to her a little bit more. You come in once a week, right? What do you do with the rest of your time? Oh, odd jobs, mostly. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of thing. My husband's a pastor, so a lot of my time spent at the church and doing things for the community. Poor Daniel, he's been going absolutely stir-crazy since we moved here, what with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. Ooh, youth pastor I've been hearing about with everything that's been going on. Thank you for the offer. I feel like we don't... They might not necessarily care that we're not Christian, so I would just say, thank you for the offer. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Thank you for the offer. Of course. He's always ready and willing to talk with people, so feel free to stop by the church anytime. The door is always open. Ooh, thanks. Last night was a lot. If you ever need to talk to anyone, my husband's a local pastor. He's a gentleman and always willing to lend an ear. I mean, yeah, we just spoke about that. Yeah? Okay. Alright. Let's remain silent on the second time around. I'll take your time, of course. You're here all week after all. Just know that you can stop by the church anytime. Enough dawdling, we're leaving. Oh, damn it. If I had known it would have been the exact same line of conversation, I definitely would have chosen something else, but that's why you need to play a bunch of times. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and walk into her car. The ride to town is uneventful. Your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Picking up tea from Sybil. Oh, neat. What kind of tea? I don't know. The kind Sybil makes? She makes a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know what all of it is called. Quit interrogating me about tea blends. Jeez. After everything that's happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Exactly. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm so sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Oof. Out of curiosity, would you call yourself happy? Tabitha pulls back, surprised by her question. What did I just say? Yeah, I'm happy. Whatever. We're burning daylight. Come on already. Those were some good answers in there. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Jake, if you'd like to keep Mal's company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Okay. Can I have some tea? I feel like we're gonna talk to Kanika, so I don't want to ask her. Can I have some tea? Oh, sure, if you're willing to wait a bit. I wasn't expecting to entertain, so didn't put any water on. I'll go and do that now. Never hurts to have fresh hot water on hand. Can we get this over with first? Of course, priorities. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. Ooh, I can try and listen in, huh? You walk up to the door of the tea room to listen in. Subtle. I know it took a little longer than you'd hoped, but this was fairly short notice. Sybil pauses, and a moment later you hear footsteps move to the far end of the tea room. She and Tabitha resume their discussion, their voices hushed. You can only make out bits and pieces of what they're saying. Is there... Yes, make sure this is all... Not inside. Outside then, don't assume you know. I know what I'm... Your listening session is halted as a tinkling of bells announce another patron. Oh. Or in this case, another 2 patrons. Is that Beau? Well... You've never seen the man beside Duke before, but whoever he is big. If it ain't Drake. Beau, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. There was Stella that night in the woods. It's a pleasure to meet you, Drake. My name's Beau. I'm Duke's boy. Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness. How's Birdie doing? Oh, she's hanging in there. Too bad there's no vet in town anymore. Not that I'm certain a vet could do her much good. We got her comfortable, at least. We got her set up in a closet with a heat lamp. Been trying to feed her all her favorite foods, scrambled eggs and whatnot. But she hasn't been too interested. At least she's not out in them woods. Yeah. How have you been hanging in there? Oh, I can't complain. Now that we know what's been getting out the chickens, them things won't so much as step foot on my property. Not with Bo and me watching the perimeter with our shotguns at the ready. We even set the missus up with her pistol. Oh, there's a missus? Good thing we was watching. Nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. Julius? As if he could have carried off a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. I'd almost love to see him try. It's not like we'll be taking her to the state fair anyway. Now all she's good for is making the world's largest pumpkin pie. I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for a Big Betty-sized pie, Daddy. Oh goodness. Who's Julius? Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Some cousin however many times removed, though I don't claim him as kin. He owns the farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp on whose property is whose. Thinks he owns half our land, always sneaking around, taking vegetables we planted. Of course, way he tells it, we're the ones stealing from him, saying he's the one putting seeds in the ground. He's a miserable old cuss, and he knows it too. Stealing vegetables born of other folks' hard labor is probably the only joy he has in life. Cool. Okay, Big Betty's a pumpkin. They're a bad omen. Have you seen any of the creatures around your farm? Yeah, we saw a few of those things. They got scared off before I could start shooting. Nasty little buggers. We've all been losing sleep making sure we can keep an eye on things. Missing that word in there. It's even rubbing off on the hands. Not a little ladies have been laying this week. You know, Daddy, I bet some big mastiff could keep them things away. This seems like just the kind of job for a guard dog. Now, don't you start again. We ain't getting a dog. Got enough mouths to feed, and as much as you'll say you'll take responsibility, I know it'd be mean cleaning up after it. Besides, I don't have much faith those things would be stopped by a dog. I saw more than a few in that nest. Okay, we should say, the things we saw on Monday are called ditchlings and they're a bad omen. Yeah. Ditchlings? Sounds like some old folk tale. Suppose that suits 'em. As for being an omen, I believe that too. But I suppose there's not much to be done if they're forewarning some kind of disaster, besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me, Drake. Alright, Big Betty's a pumpkin? Sure is. Probably would have taken home at least a few ribbons at the state fair this year. Maybe even a world record if we were lucky. Ah, well, my hands are more important. We'll just have to grow an even bigger one next year, Daddy. Mine's been good to us. We sure grow 'em big out in the Callaway farm. Okay. It was nice seeing you, Duke. It was a pleasure running into you, Drake, but we'd best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm, what with those little devils running around. Can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. You have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you better from now on. It was nice meeting you, Drake. Please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. That was actually a really nice encounter with the two of them. Their phone buzzes. Stella says, "Oh my god, hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast. If y'all want, you can swing by. Otherwise, meet at the library and figure out a plan." "I think I'm good," says Kanika. "Just had a big fight, not really hungry. Gonna chill in my van for a while if you want to hang out, though. Otherwise, see you guys at the library." You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Ooh, so, okay. This is already a big choice. They basically choose who we're going to spend some time with. So are we going to wait for Tabitha and spend some quality time with her? Or any of the other 4 potential you know, romance choices, of which I'm really into Avery. I think they treat me right, so I might drop by the diner to see Avery. The diner is busy, but its vibe is different than the past 2 days. Its atmosphere muted and serious. The miners glance up at you with suspicion. Hey, good to see you're alive and well. You caught me at a good time. Break just started. I love Avery's shirt. I heard about what happened last night. The diner's been buzzing all morning, so I've been hearing a lot of things. As you settle into the booth, the miners turn back towards their table and continue whatever it is they were discussing when you came in. Oh, let's listen in. Is that the person who was asking all those questions yesterday? You sure it's safe talking here? Truth is it's safe shit. We're not backing down. The wheels are in motion at this point. It's just a question of when. Who the hell assigns work the day after a massive cannon? That heartless We're on the same wavelength, Isaacs. She had me signed up for 5 a.m. shift. I don't give a rat's ass about her quotas. I'm not risking my life for her bottom line. Not for what she pays me. She's finally gonna see consequences for all she's done. I support them unionizing. Seems like the fellas back there are getting pretty riled up. Might be a good idea to give him some privacy, especially considering, you know, you're related to. How about we take some biscuits to go? There's a little garden next door. I think you might like it. I like it anyway. I don't think we necessarily need to share this. That's a good idea. Yep, let's bounce. 2 biscuits to go if you don't mind, Sal. Sour-faced cook nods and sets a box on the counter. See ya, Aunt Winnie. Don't get my Avery into any trouble, Drake. I've heard about what you've been getting up to, and if anything happens to them, you'll learn the true wrath of a Southern woman. We'll be sticking around the neighborhood. Unless a sinkhole opens up, I can't imagine there's much trouble to get into. Oh, look at that coat! Avery looks great. This is the spot. The public garden I've been putting together. It was just an empty lot when I first moved here, but Winnie said it was okay for me to mess with it. So when I'm stuck in a rut with work or music, I come here and dig around the dirt, just organizing the chaos for a little while. But I don't think we came here to talk about my side projects. Ah, we got a wink! I've been hearing some absolutely wild stuff about last night. I mean, I don't know how much you overheard in the diner, but it seems like the miners are planning a strike. Some of them have been saying that the old mine is haunted too, that ghosts caused the collapse. And there's some guy walking around claiming to be a dead man. Things are pretty hush about the collapse, but you guys were down there last night, weren't you? What happened? Oh. Yeah, I figured out the strike thing. Those miners weren't exactly subtle. Yeah, and all it took was a mine collapse. No one got hurt, but still, it was a long time coming. May the strongest win. No. Ooh. Yeah. I've only been here a couple of days, and even I could tell that something was brewing. People can only be pushed so far, if you ask me. Okay, why are we getting the same things? Let's fill Avery in on last night. You do your best to sound sane as you fill Avery in on all the details of what happened in the mines. The knocking, the ghostly figures of dust and light, the strange episode with the stone, and of course the violent way it all ended. Holy shit! Between this and all the stuff that's happened in the woods, it's like this town personally has it in for you. Must be my scarlet blood. It's like a curse or something. Guess you should have stayed in Blackthorn. Scarlet Hollow clearly has a bone to pick with you. Family, am I right? Sucks that just sharing genetics with somebody is enough to inextricably tie you together forever, even beyond the grave. I've enjoyed the challenge. Avery smiles coyly. I don't like to admit it either, but it is kind of exciting, isn't it? Just wish I weren't hearing about it secondhand. Seems like that's how I hear about a lot of things in town. I guess I should be glad I haven't been in the middle of all that danger, but at the same time, I want to know what those ghost miners looked like, you know? I want to have seen those awful little things that live in the woods. But I also hope it quiets down. Past 2 days have probably been as much horror as this little town can handle. Ooh, we can flirt! Ow! Yes? You want to trade places with me? You can be the stranger who just came to town and brought hell with them, and I'll be the charming diner employee with a bunch of interesting patterned shirts. Aw, you think I'm charming? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I want to hold your hand. Seriously, though, it wasn't too long ago I was in your shoes, minus the hell part. Winnie was more welcoming than Tabitha, but other folks not so much. Not like Charlotte was a huge city, but you'd think I just came from somewhere like New York. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat. A quiet breeze passes over you. Explore. You're hot. I don't see how that's... I feel like... Listen, I'm not the greatest at flirting, but this is a bit on the nose. You mentioned music when we first got here. Are you a musician? Yeah, I've got a SoundCloud and everything. Pretty much what I want to do with the rest of my life, whether it winds up being profitable or not. What do you play? Synths. Ooh, some synth pop. I've got 3 of them, and I'd have more, but I promised myself I'd only add to the collection when I've mastered the ones I already have. Started with bass guitar, though. Don't ask me why. The bass just called to me. Nice. I'd love to hear your stuff sometime. Aw, thanks. I'll send you the link, but you'll hear some at the party this Saturday if you swing by. Also, don't worry if it's not your kind of thing. I don't expect everyone I know to vibe with it, so no pressure. Play folk music with them? Let's return. Wanna come ghost hunting with us tonight? Me and Stella and Kanika are gonna ghost hunt Oscar's house, think around sundown. Ghost hunting? Hell yes. Count me in. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but with the sort of freaky stuff Scarlet Hollow has been throwing at you this week, I guess I'll be prepared for anything. Thanks for thinking to invite me. I really appreciate that. So hot. Oh, we don't want awkward silence. Is everything in the garden yours? I mean, technically it's a public garden, but yeah, pretty much every piece of green you see here is something I've personally planted. Now that's hot. Once my house filled up, I had to direct all that energy somewhere. So, I put all of it into the vacant lot next to the diner. I didn't make the frames or the benches, that was Julius, but everything else was me. A lot of these are native plants that were already growing in a lot, though I couldn't help but add a few of my personal faves. Hydrangeas and begonias and that sort of thing. And plenty of beds of edible plants. I'm about to put in a bunch of mums, what with the season changing. It doesn't feel like autumn without them. Julius, that guy Duke hates, or do lots of folks come here? I come here, and that's enough for me. handful of other folks every now and then, too. Julius? That guy Duke hates? Avery laughs. I've heard those two don't get along. Duke doesn't come around the diner much, and I figure it's probably because Julius practically haunts the place. You've seen him. He's the guy who sits in the back reading the newspaper every day. Oh, he was a bit off. He was a bit rude. Yeah, he muttered some gross things to himself when I came in yesterday. And you're friends with him? Let's say that. Ears like a bat, Drake. I've gotta be careful what I say on the other side of the room from you. But yeah, he's a bit of a strange dude. Kind of like some sort of wish-granting gnome. I can't say I ever really talked to the guy despite him being in there almost every day. But one day I was chatting with Vinny about how I was looking for a bench for the garden, and the next morning there it was. A hand-carved bench, sitting in the garden. I thought it must have been Winnie, but that day when I brought Julius a coffee, he asked me if I liked the bench. I said yes, and he grumbled, "You're welcome," before going back to his paper. He did a lot after that. I'd mentioned something I needed to Winnie, and sure enough, the next day I'd be waiting in the garden. Julius and I talk a little more these days, and I've been to his house to pick up a new frame for one of the beds. But he's a man of few words. Strikes me as a bit of a loner. Maybe he feels some kind of kindred connection between us. I don't know. I didn't see him in there today. Yeah, he hasn't been in. He left early yesterday, and I haven't seen him all day today. Maybe he's working on something. Might start getting worried if he doesn't show up tomorrow. Don't think anyone else really checks in on the guy. It's very tempting to say, listen. Well, what kind of plants do you have at home? Avery laughs. A lot. It's practically a jungle. Or say, a gift, any plants I should avoid. Do you have a favorite? It'd have to be my dragon scale alocasia. I'll admit it's partially because it's called dragon scale, like it's some plant from a fantasy world. It's also a cutting from one of my online plant friends. Well, I've got pretty busy, so we don't talk much anymore, but every time I look at the plant, it reminds me that someone cared enough to package it up and send it to me. Plus, the leaves look like big, puffy cartoons. Excellent quality in a plant. That sounds really lovely, actually. I am a plant person. Or say a gift, any plants I should avoid? A gift? You don't have to go through all that trouble. I should probably get you something. You're the one who's been down because of a family tragedy. But just in case it's handy, the only kind of plant that never did it for me is succulents. I need something that reminds me it's a living thing and not a fancy kind of rock that I water every now and then. Don't tell anyone I said that. Folks in town keep getting me succulents as gifts, and I don't want them to think I don't appreciate the gesture. How dare you say that about succulents? They're perfect babies. Oh. They're okay. They're fine. Yeah, they're fine. But fine doesn't cut it when I'm out of shelf space. That's true. And they hate it up here in the mountains. I had to get a special lamp just to keep them happy. Oh well, if it means people have a way of connecting with me, I'll take in every succulent they offer with a big smile and a genuine thank you. It seems like you've made good friends here. Oh sure, Kanika's friendly, though she's usually busy with the store. And Stella, she's one of the nicest people I know, and she stops by the diner at least a couple times a week to say hi. But I still don't feel like I know her. It's like she has some kind of wall up. It's the same for a lot of folks around town, honestly. Most of them grow up together, so they don't talk about the tougher parts of their lives. They just know each other so well. And someone like me, a transplant they don't trust, doesn't know about any of it. It's none of my business to ask. So I'm polite. I do my job, I go home, I take care of my plants. I'll wake up the next day and do it all again, in a town full of friendly strangers. I've started to notice that about Stella. Those walls. Sometimes it feels like we're dealing with different realities. Yeah, you notice them after a while. Things she doesn't quite say, things she's hiding, even from herself. I think she struggles to process bad things that happened to her. She just pretends they never happened, maybe hoping that means she can pretend to live in a world where they didn't. But they still impact her, like the car thing. Then if you try to talk to her about it, walls. Yeah. When we hung out with Kanika yesterday, it felt like she and Stella hadn't really hung out in a while. Yeah, she's usually either working or too exhausted from work to hang out. The fact that you even got that FaceTime shows how serious things are getting around here. You seem to get along with Sybil. That's more of a business relationship. We only ever talk about tea, maybe the weather if she's feeling chatty, so I can't say I actually know her. And Avery glances around before continuing. I don't know if you feel the same way, but there's something strange about Sybil. I can't get a read on her at all. I feel like she makes it impossible to really get to know her. I totally frickin' agree with that. I know what you mean. I feel like everyone here is hiding something from me. That's pretty refreshing to hear, to be honest. I'm glad there's finally a new stranger in town I can talk to about this stuff. The miners come and go, sure, but they have their own little community, and it's much more accepting of new people. The rest of Scarlet Hollow, though. I don't know. Maybe I just miss the city. What do you honestly think about this town? It's definitely quiet. It's good to have hobbies. Try and stay busy, but yeah, it's boring. You don't tend to meet many new people or try new things, but it's cheap, and Winnie pays me a much higher wage than I'd make in the city. So I'm gonna stick around, save up. Maybe eventually I'll move someplace else. I don't like to think I'll wind up stuck at the diner for the rest of my life. But I don't know where I'd move, either. Hopefully I'll figure it out one day. We can still explore your hot, but that doesn't necessarily have the flirt next to it, so I don't want to just make it awkward. Let's enjoy a quiet moment. Let the breeze wash over you as you enjoy a quiet moment in Avery's garden. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Oh, almost forgot it's Mayor Jimmy Day. Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar and Rosalina. Meet y'all there in half an hour. Totally blanked on that. Been having a weird foggy morning. Wow that they're still doing the Mayor Jimmy thing, even after last night. You think the news has spread yet? But yeah, we should see Oscar. See y'all soon. That's a lot of texts. It's Mayor Jimmy Day? Gonna meet the mayor and tell him there's a curse on the town. So yeah, something that I learned about the mayor that I didn't know in my original playthrough was that the mayor is a dog. The mayor is a dog, y'all. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. Oh, it's Mayor Jimmy Day, hell yeah. He's one of the best parts of living here, honestly. I've still got a little bit of time to kill before my shift starts back up. Let's head over there before there's too much of a crowd. Okay, let's go meet the mayor. Achievement unlocked, new kid in town. You and Avery make your way to the library. It's busier than usual. A small crowd has already formed in a corner of the main foyer. Stella is wearing a Ghostbusters outfit. It's so good. Oh, hey, Drake. And Avery, too. Hey, can't believe I'd almost forgotten about Mayor Jimmy Day. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Yeah, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Drake to the mayor for like the entire time I've known them. It'll be worth it, trust us. Alright, shall we? Yes. Here we go. He's a dog. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits aligning the walls, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. I will take his paw and I will kiss it as if he were the godfather. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You reach forward to take the mayor's little paw in your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking. Only head pats and ear scratches allowed. I'm so glad no one ruined the surprise. This dog has had a dog as its mayor since the early 1900s. That's just how we do things around here for some reason. It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends, and Winnie's biscuits, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fifth, no contest. He's pretty cute, too. It's almost like he really thinks he's the mayor. The way he sits on regal like that. Avery turns to you conspiratorially. Though to be honest, I voted for Daisy in the last election, but don't tell him that. Oh my goodness. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arm, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Hey, whoa, Gretchen, calm down, old girl, you're gonna pull a muscle. Miss Richmond, I'm gonna have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. These two never have been able to get along. Stella walks off, struggling to hold Gretchen back. Hold me back! Hold me back! Kanika and Avery are quick to follow. Aw, that was a pretty short visit. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Hey, that's fucking rude. Oh. Oh, this is the pastor. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're interrupted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Drake. Everyone's been buzzing about you. So sorry to hear about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Oof. Janie mentioned you this morning. That woman is the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. Yeah, I don't really want to say that. Back off, preacher man. I am buying what you're selling. I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Of course. And if you find yourself in need of counseling or spiritual guidance, you know where to find me. I think I'm gonna remain silent. Have nothing more to say to this man. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I'd extend the offer in case you needed someone to talk to. The church's doors are open if you ever change your mind. Have a blessed day, Drake. The pastor leaves you and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Let's go! You find them already... Hello, Oscar. Find them already talking to Oscar deeper into the library. Are you sure we can't just get it over with while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless in the dark 2 nights in a row. I wish we could. Especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. But I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Isn't Dad just like a ghost, waiting until you're at your most freaked out to freak you out even more? Yeah, there's no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. I'm not gonna waste it just because I'm impatient. Y'all are gonna be the death of me. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. It's a pretty serious ghost infestation. Is that what you'd call something like this? I believe it's called a haunting, but ghost infestation also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, so we can call it whatever we want. Is there anything I should bring? I've never done an exorcism or ghost bust before. Are there any tips y'all have for a novice like me? Oh, don't worry. I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need. The only thing you'll need to bring is an open mind. Okay, we have the power of friendship on our side. Don't worry, Oscar. We'll fix this. Heck yeah, we will. Yeah, whatever this is, we'll get to the bottom of it tonight. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Well, if we're not doing the hunt now, I guess we should head over to Reese's? Absolutely. Come on, Drake. Time to go bother our friend. I'll catch y'all at sundown. Can't wait to get traumatized by a ghost tonight. I can never tell if you're joking. I'm not. I live for the thrill. I hope it's everything Oscar says it is and more. Catch y'all at sundown. Careful what you wish for. See y'all soon. Time to go. Okay, I thought we were gonna have dinner. So, is dinner just like what they call brunch in Scarlet Hollow for some reason? Really don't know. They invite Tabitha to go ghost hunting secretly. No. So, I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time till he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop believing those little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. I have no opinions on the man. That's all I have to say, really. I met him. He has been met. I have no opinions on the man. Wow, really? I've always thought he makes a memorably skin-crawling first impression. Yeah, he has a tendency to stick in people's minds for one reason or another, and they're almost never good reasons. That man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. As far as I'm concerned, he's a ghoul. Oh, yikes. I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it too. This whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. You can look for friends somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not gonna invite Tabitha to go ghost hunting in this one. Let's head to Reese's. Alright, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels so much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. There's just extra time you get to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open, and here we have the first frickin' look at Reese! Hey. Reese! Oh my god, dude, it's been ages! Must be Drake, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I get all the Drake updates. Wow. Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Are they here already? Yeah, she said no dogs. I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and you brought the dog. Great. Yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. The dog stays outside. But... okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC and leave her some treats. You know I always have some of those easy chew dog jerkies stashed away. But we go everywhere together. Do you want to come in or not? Nika nervously tugged Stella away towards her van. Well, what about you, Drake? You coming in? Trust dog, why doesn't Gretchen like you, Reese? Oof. I'll say, oh, sure. Follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind you. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile. Uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wander into a real estate showing. How can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which should be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go on about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Oh, we'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. This is a very odd vibe in this house. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Take a little better look at this, huh? Just kind of looking at all the paintings and drawings and stuff. I see Wayne. That's Wayne right there. Okay. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning that much. Do you need us to break you out of here? I don't think your mom could stop me. Oof. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff here, huh? Your art. I don't like any of these. I don't want to say it's exquisite, but I also don't want to say grotesque in a bad way. I like it. It's exquisite. Thank you, Drake. I don't really make my art for other people, so it's always a nice surprise when it resonates with someone, especially considering how personal these pieces are to me. Having other people look at them sometimes feel like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know, I've still got that painting I stole from you back in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Oh no, you should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might see something I made in high school is horrifying. No way. It's rad and people compliment it all the time. You could gain a real following if you ever posted these online, you know. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. All the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads. Knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during ghoul hours, when am I gonna be able to see what you've been working on? Tell you what, when I die I'll leave you my paintings, then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions, since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy, knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. Oof. So, has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? Oh, she's told me all about what you guys have found out there. I just wish I could see some of it myself, but you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick, you know that. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort, really I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the last couple of days, weren't we? Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me? Did they look like something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my walk home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. What do you think is going on with Wayne? Who? You know, the guy who's been following Drake around, being all ominous. Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. You think the town is doomed? I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of a collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. It could be a rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? I mean, yeah, I'd hope so. But the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. I decide to leave it at that. So you three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. The school here is tiny K-12, not exactly one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here. Though to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Asking what are you sick with is incredibly fucking rude. It's quite a movie collection you've got. Got any Rex? Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shino-Chi, Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We could even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Dang, I would usually be down for that, but we gotta head over to Oscar's after this. I promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. I'll take a rain check on that movie, though. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tomorrow night. Same goes for Drake. Why are you talking like that about me? You don't know my life. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. That's really cute. Okay, well, at this point, I'm not really sure what to explore about, because, like, I don't really want to say most of these things, and, you know, I'm gonna ask him ghost hunting because I want to explore more dialogue, even though I know that he can't. Wanna come ghost hunting with us tonight? Oh, wow. Do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Yeah, it'd be great to have you along. That would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Okay. I guess... I don't know, like, why draw attention to anything? Your mom really looks out for you. That's one way to look at it, I guess. It's possible she'd gotten a bit of an edge lately. I think my condition has been stressing her out a lot. It used to be something she thought she could fix, but I think she's kind of accepted that it's just something we have to manage. But even if she is a little harsh, she means well. It's just like you said, she's looking out for me. She's kind of hot? Wow. It's gonna be fun saying all these very unhinged things in a different playthrough. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it's not my fucking place to say that. I get that. She's just worried about you. Are you sure it's not just that I did something wrong and she's never forgotten it and will hold it against me until the day I die? Actually, Kanika, I think she admires you. She says you have a good work ethic and she has a lot of respect for people like that. Really? You really said that? Whoa. And I can't imagine how mean she must be to the people she doesn't like. I think she's usually nicer to them. That's how you know you've really messed up. What about me? Does she say things about me? Do you want to know? Well, when you say it like that, no. I'll just keep imagining us as very good friends. Your whole situation's gotta be rough. I'm sorry. Thanks, but I've been dealing with this thing for a while, so you don't really have to feel sorry for me. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is gonna be. You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. Oof. You haven't, right? Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not gonna get better. Whatever time I have left is gonna be miserable. So I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable. But one day I'll wind up in a pine box just like everyone else. And I'm okay with that. Dang, Reese, I may be goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. We'll make sure to come by more often here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Thanks, guys, but you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. I don't want to ask about the diagnosis. If he had a diagnosis, he'd probably... no. Just no. Don't fucking ask that of people. Yeah. I'm gonna remain silent. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. Literally me. God. Please don't... Ugh. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Sure thing, Doc. I'm allergic to soap. I can't wash my hands. Wow. Yes, ma'am. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of a hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air. You feel strange. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Oh my god! Oh, I just got the chills all over. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well? There's something compelling about this door. No, there isn't. Now wash your hands. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, no, you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. What the fuck was that? She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Whoa. Oh, she's staring us down. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. Wow. Dr. Kelly sits opposite you at the far end of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. It's a position of authority, where her height gives her a vantage point over everyone else. No one at this table does anything without her noticing. It almost feels like, despite the presence of your friends, this is strictly a conversation between you and the doctor. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands. If you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. Wow, fucking imagine if I said that. That is definitely one for the asshole playthrough, which I will continue, by the way. Explore about Reese, small talk, danger. Ooh, about Reese. Does no one in this town have 2 parents? Fucking oof. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. A lie, the food's really good. Wow. Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me of what it used to be like when these 2 would come over. Hungry teenagers, eating me out of a house and home. I should have charged your parents for all the food you kids went through. Honestly, it was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. Oh, wow. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. There's suddenly a wistful look in her eye, like she's glimpsing back to some brighter time in her life. Kanika softens too, her shoulders lowering from her defensive place by her ears. And they always had those little projects. Videos or craft or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. The glimmer of joy at the corner of her eyes fades. Her glower returns in its place. So like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh god, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the Doc of Frankenstein had back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in the media, and very sad about that squirrel. It's one of those things that keeps me up at night. Still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. I guess I can ask her, how well do you know Tabitha? Not very. I'd know her a lot better if your family didn't seem to be so afraid of doctors. I can count on one hand the number of times she's been in my office. No wonder everyone but that old Edwardine died so young. Hopefully your mother was better about taking you to the doctor's visits. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something genetic at play, and it's much better to catch those things early. Wow, okay. Ooh. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. No, doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone who's been following Drake around. Super mysterious guy. We have reasons to believe he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mines. He definitely looks like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Have there been any strange illnesses spreading around town? What? No. Are you sure you haven't met any miners who had unusual symptoms? Anyone who seemed sort of trippy or strangely ominous when they talked? Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen as much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. If you're so concerned about the mine, why don't you just have Drake ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating hip-hop or your weird little investigation into nothing. Oh, goodness. Do you think Reese might feel better if he got to see people more often? No. I'm his doctor and his mother. You are someone who met him for the first time less than half an hour ago. One of us is a little more qualified to make decisions about his life. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I mean, as okay as I usually do. So, still kind of shitty. But I don't think having people over has been as rough on my health as you thought it might be. It's been really nice. Hear that? Reese can hang out with his friends again. If you're still feeling okay after dinner, maybe you can even come ghost hunting with... Ow, geez, Kaneko, what was that for? Don't push it, Stella. Say that next time instead of kicking me. Your boots are heavy. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. They're not arbitrary. These rules are in place for good reason. Tell me how great you feel in an hour when the exhaustion catches up to you, Reese. You'll be knocked out all evening and regretting every minute of this, let me assure you. As if I would regret being able to see other people for the first time in months. I don't care what happens, it was worth it. Dr. Kelly's eyes briefly nervously glanced toward her son before fitting back into a position of annoyance. You can't help but feel like what you saw went beyond compassionate worry to be genuine fear. Oh. Wow, I don't really want to say any of the other stuff. You remain silent, quietly picking at the store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometimes this week, while Drake is still in town? We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, well, just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever gonna change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. And I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Ray stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes narrow on her son. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone get out of my house. Please just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs his friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I'm his mother and his doctor. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave. Please. Oh. Time before dinner. That's still, like, kind of on the nose, isn't it? I don't want to believe that she's poisoning him, man. I really don't. He seemed fine before dinner. It always comes in waves, and I can assure you that right now he's very much not fine. Now leave. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Oh, these are both really good. Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Forced how? It was like something was making me go there. I wonder, was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. I wasn't there, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. I mean, I don't know. A lot happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. I guess it was kind of similar. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it would give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Drake got. Did either of you get the impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? I could have sworn I saw genuine fear in her eyes for a second there. Are you sure she wasn't just being overprotective? Sure, that's all that's going on. And she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what it's like for both of them to go through. If anyone is afraid of anyone in that house, Reese is afraid of his mom. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly is good people. Look, I'm just saying, maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick, but it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. Could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting, and we wouldn't want to miss 1 second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What is going on right here? What is that? It looks creepy. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. And what's that up there? Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the evenings of the past few days. If there's something out there, maybe you can just beat it up. Before you enter, a pair of figures in the nearby bush catch your eye. You can't help but feel like every passing day the ditchlings grow bolder. Let's enter the library. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Pixel! Hey, Oscar, are you back yet? Shh, you can't yell in the library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay? Yeah, it went okay. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay, just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded, got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. Oh, and the Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in, light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying, and after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Avery, glad you could make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry. Sure thing. Always happy to offer a hand or two. Glad there'll be someone else with a level head in there tonight. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Spirit box, parabolic microphone. You've really covered all your bases. Maybe I spoke too soon. You know me, Kanika. I'm as level-headed as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say they didn't? I mean, just last night, y'all apparently saw some truly unexplainable stuff, so anything seems possible right now. I've got a bad feeling about this. There were ditchlings in the bushes outside. Who knows how many more are lurking around here. Are those the monsters you saw in the woods? Just once, I'd like to actually see some of this stuff myself. Trust me, you don't. If Sybil's right, we're only going to see more of them as time goes on. We can't let them get in the way of things. Those mines were chock full of ghosts last night. After all my fruitless ghost hunts, I'd basically convinced myself that ghosts weren't real. But last night we saw some really convincing evidence, especially those figures you mentioned. So I'm still 50-50 on whether they were cryptids or ghosts. Hopefully whatever happens tonight will clear that up. I can't wait to wander through Oscar's house for a few uneventful hours before getting Rosalina tucked into bed. I could use a nice quiet night after everything we went through. That'd be too bad. I was kinda hoping to see a ghost. Maybe it'll be a happy medium between no ghost and deadly spirits of vengeance. A Casper situation might be nice. I envy your pessimism here, but I suppose it won't be long until we get to the bottom of things. Oh, Zane is here! Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way I was gonna forget your promise, Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Ooh. Looks like the sun has almost set. This is when weird stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! You didn't think you'd be doing this without me, did you? Rosalina, I thought you were at Alexis's place. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. She was really convincing. Oh, hi, Zane. What's up? Yo. You don't have to leave me out of stuff like this anymore, Dad. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I can handle seeing a ghost, or whatever it is that's keeping us out of our house. I really don't think you want to see what's in there, Rosalina. I don't know if you'd ever be able to feel safe in our house again, if you knew it was there. I mean, Zane's coming. It's not like tonight isn't an adults-only event. Oh, he's glaring at us. You got a good point, Mr. G. Yeah, I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. Alexis and I can handle this. Yeah, we can totally handle this. Okay, I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets too much and you want to leave, okay? Thanks, Dad. Let's get our house back. Boom. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Aside from the painting on the floor, this living room feels too normal, too human to be haunted. Looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. but I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Oh, wait. Is it just me, or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure did. I definitely feel that. Same. I've got chills. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are always colder than in other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. They gotta snap a pic for posterity. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Wait, Rosalina, if the ghost manifests mostly in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. Spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in a library. Even if there's something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. A lie, I feel a presence. Oh, yeah, that's the... Alright, gang, I think we'll cover more ground if we split up and search for clues. That always goes great. Never has gone wrong. Never hurt anybody, that decision. Come on, ghost. Let's see some real action. Oh no, don't antagonize it. I don't think this ghost is friendly. Do you, like, know that, though? If I were a ghost, I'd be mad chill. If you saw what I've seen, I don't think you'd be saying that. That's an interesting point, though. What if ghosts usually are friendly and they're only terrifying because they don't know how to be anything else? Yeah, like, I know if I were a ghost, I just vibe. But what if my vibes were bad and I didn't know it? I shudder to think of the possibilities. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That feeling again, like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house. Though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Weird, I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. That stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count and it just keeps coming back. Just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Maybe we have to scrub it out first. Could be the paranormal stuff will activate if we give it a reason to. Oh, good idea. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? Nope, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of the carpet every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. It could be a good idea. This could be a sign of structural damage, and I'm sure the government would rather know about it now than wind up with a bigger problem down the line, right? Plus, there might be something written under there in blood. Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. We'll cover for you. You don't have to sweat it. Oh shit. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. There's a broken seal around its edges. Whoever carpeted over this hatch didn't want anyone going down there. Oh, what if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. There's a broken seal around its edges. Someone doesn't want us down there. Yeah, but how long ago was it sealed up? Whoever did this has to be long gone, right? There's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. And, oh yeah, this is super haunted, alright. You've got a basement chock full of ghosts, I can just feel it. Still no readings, though. None of the equipment has made a sound. Of course not. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. Water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. Simple as that. It's not mud. It's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Maybe you tested it wrong? It can't be blood, right? Whatever it is, I need to know what's down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Bro, he had it tested and it came up as human blood. And why do I feel like Wayne has something to do with this? Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we've explored every nook and cranny. Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. Oof. What? You come to... What the fuck? You come to an Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. This is not the same at all. You feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting that with what little oxygen is left. Try calling somebody. Call Tabitha. The phone rings. I've been looking all over for you. Where did you... What? Why are you saying that? I didn't say anything. Yeah, okay, I get it. Pulling a funny little prank on your poor, long-suffering cousin, playing some creepy old-timey radio clip over the phone. Did Kanika put you up to this? Whatever, just come home. I'm sick of chasing after you. Call disconnects. Wow, the phone rings. Eddie? You can hear something drop violently on the other end and then a dial tone. Call Kanika. The phone rings. Eddie? The same voice you heard when you called Stella, uttering the same phrase. You once again hear something drop violently on the other end and then a dial tone. You dial 911. Hello, what's your... Hello? Is this some kind of prank? Franklin, come listen to this. That's some kind of old-time radio show? But it's just repeating the same phrase over and over. Somebody's trying to creep us out. Now hold on just a minute. Ain't this the area code from Blackthorn? I'll be damned. Listen here, Drake. We know that's you. You got some nerve calling in with that juvenile prank like this. Damn if it ain't creepy, though. Eddie? Eddie? Repeating like that? Do we know any Eddies? Just hang up, Hugby. Gotta keep those lines clear for real callers. We'll deal with Drake later. That's enough. You put your phone away. This clearly isn't getting you anywhere. Hello? Is anybody here? There's no reply. I'm gonna go back to Rosalina's room. Whatever just happened was weird, but your friends are probably still in Rosalina's room. You head further into the house. Whoa. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Oh my god! Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Stella? Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Oof. No? Let's try and snap her out of it. You grab Stella by the shoulders, attempting to shake her from her trance, but as you try to pull her shoulder, it's as if she's held back by invisible ropes. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Am I supposed to have memorized lines or something? This was a mistake. Shouldn't have come here. Let's just listen. Instead of responding, you decide to stand back and listen instead. A flash of pain in Stella's eyes tell you that she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She's in agony. Oh my god. And it's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to the Eastern Front, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides my father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Oh my god. I'm more important. I know you still love me. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna figure out a way to free you. I'm going to figure out a way to free you. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Let her go. Please. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. She's gone along with the shadow in the corner of the room. You're alone again in this strange garden. Follow her. You move to follow the narrow path through the foliage. As you step forward, a single door standing solitary in the middle of the garden appears before you. Enter it. You walk up to the door and open it. Whoa. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. What in the Twin Peaks is fucking going on here? Oh my god! Junior, pack your things, quickly, hurry! Maybe we should run him out on a rail too. Make an example of the whole family. I'm gonna get jump scared. There are multiple ghosts. Let's just listen. You remain silent and listen. Please, he's only a child. We'd leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. They were only children too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. The collapse, Junior leaving, Charlie returning. It's all starting to come together. They're the same person. You're talking about the collapse, aren't you? The one from 100 years ago. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Oh my god. I'm scared. You maintain your focus back to the scene in front of you. Trust me, boy, the coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too, instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. This is so creepy. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out unless you want to go up in flames like all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. Oh, address the shadow. Am I supposed to be you? It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones even better than these. It's good for him. Should be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalina are whisked away, leaving you behind in an empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. What the fuck? This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. Whoa. You tried to get a bead on a good angle of attack, but the strange geometry of the room has you at a loss. Talk. Whoa. How did you get down here? I followed you in. I'm never very far behind. As he approaches, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Shall we find the end of this little maze? Oof. Let's step into the white void. You walk past him and into the white void. You're outside, and it's night, a false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Unless your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. Oh! You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Scenes are all scattered. Wow. Listen to the figure. You quietly let the figure continue. There's no need to be embarrassed. It's sacred. It's safe with me. You know I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family and what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Are you mad because Edwardine and Charlie's romance didn't work out? You quietly let the figure continue. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. You want that to be the two of you? You quietly let the figure continue. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. Kanika mimes, handing you something, though her hand is empty. Thing you need to know, it's on that map. This town cursed. Breaking of bonds requiring a map sounds like a quest. You quietly let the figure continue. It's where you'll find them. You need her there. And then read what I've written down. Be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. It's trying to get rid of me. It'll have to try harder. What is doing this? A resonant, a ghost, whatever it is you call it. The leftovers of human existence, festering and forgotten, feeding on the energy of a more powerful being too. This. Pathetic. So you and Tabitha, huh? That was a thing? Why are you following me? Clearly you need protecting. Just looking out for you. So you and Tabitha, huh? That was a thing? This body knew her well. Ooh. Ooh, so you're not actually Wayne. It's just Wayne's body, but he's definitely dead and something is inhabiting him. What the hell is going on in this town? Sure, you'll be able to piece it together soon enough. I'd rather you find out on your own first. That's the only way you can really know who to trust. Then I can finally tell you more. There is so much to discuss when that time comes. What are you? I'm a friend. Do you know the way out? I will soon, but in the meantime, you have nothing to fear. I'm watching over you. I'm not worried about myself, I'm worried about my friends. The people you only met 2 days ago? I'm sure if something happens to them, you'll recover soon enough. It's not as if your bonds are strong enough to leave a mark when broken. Oof. Let's keep going. Continue forward through the uncanny underbush. This is fucking scary and impossible to put down. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, you need to say it now. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Let my troubles drive your mom away. Sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Must be Charles Shaw. Let's let him talk. It'll all be over soon. I meant to just stay quiet, sorry. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. Dad, it's okay. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out. They didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there, tell people the truth, try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. If I were exposed for the collapse, Tabitha and I probably wouldn't be around. Getting close with Edwardine in the garden. Let's stand here in silence. Boy, I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back. At the very least. Show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. Oh my fucking god. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. Such theatrics. Oh my god. What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important. But what does any of it matter? Do you know what it's trying to tell me? Yes, and it's trivial. Don't worry yourself with it. Are my friends dead? They're alive. I'm not sure if they'll stay that way. I'm quietly gonna leave. You move back to the bed to quietly leave through the hole Oscar left behind. Crawl through. It shouldn't be hard to find you again. Oh, fuck. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against the trellis. A small castle sits off to one side of the wall, and the bars of prison loom over both all of it and all of you. Climbing up the trellis again. How very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off, I won't tell the old man. Though you've gotten sloppy. You should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. Are the bars you're behind metaphorical, or are they real? Not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner. Another victim of Scarlet's lies. Like you, Charles Shaw. I don't think this is what's in the Forbidden Wing, no. Wait in silence for the spirit to continue. A mere generation makes no difference. Its blood runs in your veins, does it not? And now it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little trysts bore fruit, and oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out? I'm gonna be a daddy? Whoa. You maintain your silence. No, you don't have to keep dangling there. Come inside. You'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. The world around you swirls and you find yourself pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. Whoa. Do you want me to let you out? That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely wanted to offer a warning. Leave town now. Why? Why should I leave? You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible. I take offense to the healthy legs bit because my knees are quite fucked. I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? I'm guessing Charlie doesn't do that. Been talking to the witch then. How very interesting. Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it. You maintain your silence. How does it know that? What the fuck? Interesting interpretation. What makes you say that? Were you there for this conversation? The wording is a little off, but it conveyed the meat of things well enough. I get the feeling we're nearly at the end of this little maze. Stay close. Wayne disappears into the dark corridor. You follow close behind. For the first time, you and Wayne enter a new room at the same time. The two of you finding yourselves huddled under a large table. Stella stares through you. Indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can't keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. You've got to be near the end, right? The music is the same song that played when Stella first showed up. Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the Resonant or your little friends. I'll try to keep it away from my brothers so they don't smash it. Though I wish I could make it move like you can. Can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. Oh, so that's why everyone's been moving so weirdly, like they've been possessed. He's got a thing with puppets. Huh. Please don't engage with it while I try to find another door. He just said there's no point in trying to engage, but... Traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, we could go to towns along the beach. I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Wish I could go back in time to whatever this was and tell them everything I know. You quietly let the scene finish playing out. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Wayne can get in another word. Whoa. Oh my god. The only person I didn't bring here that I could was Tabitha. And there's one person that could fit on the stage. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. It opens. You feel a shove from behind and tumble through the hatch. A lion. And wolves? Charlie says, it took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. Oh my god, that means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. Whoa. Eddie? Whoa. So, the ghost that's haunting this place is Eddie? No, I'm sorry, not Eddie, Charlie. Eddie killed Charlie. Wayne is gone once again. There is nothing but you and the howling void. Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? I haven't stepped foot in this town before a couple days ago. I'm so sorry you died. I'll just let it continue. You must answer for the crimes you committed by your scarlet blood. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. To pay for the years that were taken from me. My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. Sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years and I will finally leave. I don't understand. You will live a shorter life, and I will finally be satisfied. I will have justice. I will finally die. I will leave this house at last. How much shorter would my life be? That isn't for you to know, just as it wasn't for me to know. One day sooner than you'd like, you will die. And what happens if I refuse? Then, I will stay. I will stay until I get what I'm owed. The sentence has been handed down. Make your choice. A smell hits you. A now familiar, wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are. But you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Drake. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. Oh, wow. What about my friends? What happens to them if I just leave? They've already left. They're not a factor in this. Where will Oscar and Rosalina live if the ghost stays? Don't give years of your life for something so insignificant. But I can't just leave the ghost here. You can. Oh my god. He's saying that everyone we know is out safe. But the only way to get rid of the ghost is to sacrifice our life? I don't think that Oscar and Rosalina would be happy if we did that. I don't think it should be on us, because it could mean we die tomorrow. It could mean we die in 20 years, 30 years, 50. I'm not comfortable not knowing. Fuck, I think I'm gonna leave. And yeah, I'll try sacrificing in a different playthrough and see how that goes, but I don't really think that's the right choice. I'm trusting you. You better make this count. You don't need my help. Close your eyes. Feel for the stairs. You close your eyes. You fumble in the darkness, reaching out your hands and grasping air until your palm finds wood. It's the staircase. You can feel it under your hands. You begin your ascent. Good. You've made it out of the pit. His overpowering smell returns as you place a confident foot on the wooden floor of what you assume must be Rosalina's room. You open your eyes as you try to hold your breath. You feel a hand on your back. You shudder, knowing what it's attached to. Don't fall for it. Keep feeling your way forward. You continue. You feel the doorframe under your palm and the sturdy walls of the hallway beyond. Wayne's palm continues to gently urge you forward. You stumble into the corridor between the annex and the library. The real world is swimming back into focus. But the main doors are just ahead. You feel a shove as Wayne pushes you forward. You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the doors fly open. Whoa, you're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. You made the right choice. It would have been so easy to fall for its tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. He's seeing you. He leaves before you can say anything in response. Thank God you made it out, Drake. I went to get Mom when I realized you hadn't left the library with the rest of us. I figured if anyone knew what to do, it'd be her. I see someone beat me to the punch. It sounds like you've had quite the evening. My bones weren't meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days at least. So, okay, they all remember it. They were all possessed. I suppose I'll have to find another place for me and Rosalina to stay. This was such a disaster. I'm so sorry to have brought you all into that house. I should have left the place to rot. You and Rosalina can always stay with us, Mr. Gutierrez. I wouldn't want to impose on your parents like that. It's a lot to ask. I can figure this out. Made a huge mistake. I don't think so. You're not mad at me for getting out of there. To regroup and think of our options. I wasn't about to make a deal like that in the heat of the moment. I'm sorry. I just don't think I could have handled the uncertainty of an early death hanging over me for the rest of my life. I wasn't about to give up part of my life for a house. To make amends on something I didn't do. I couldn't trust that ghost to uphold its end of the deal. It used all of you as puppets to try and get to us. Who's to say if it actually would have went away? I guess that's fair. It wasn't exactly gentle with any of us. Still, I don't know how I feel about there being this big dangerous space in town that we're just leaving there. But you're right, there's no way for us to know if that thing was trustworthy. And who knows what giving up years of your life to that ghost would have done to you. Made the right call, and I'm happy you're okay. It's just a house, and we don't even own it. I'm not going to ask anyone to sacrifice years of their life for the chance of getting a rental back for the government. Exactly. I don't think the spirit was lying, but it's much stronger now than it was when you made your choice. You went back in there. I can only imagine its demands of you would be that much steeper. I'm actually kind of sad that I didn't invite Tabitha as well. I didn't actually know it would be almost everyone. I didn't know that all the kids would be joining as well. That's something to explore in another playthrough, but I wish that she was here as well. I think that would have given us more answers, more lore. There's no walking this back. I'm really sorry we couldn't get rid of your ghost, Oscar. Don't apologize. I wouldn't want you to lose something that important for a rental unit owned by the state. Honestly, if it makes you feel better, I don't think I could have lived with the guilt if you made that choice. Are you sure you can't take up Alexis's offer? Oscar sighs. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna peace out. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. Got a lot to ponder. I can't even see Zane behind Avery. See you, Rosalina. See you, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. To think the ghosts are actually real. Stella's gotta be over the moon right now. Actually, wait, where is Stella? Oh, she's just standing there. By herself. That doesn't like her. Is she okay? I was wondering, was the same thing. We just saw a ghost, and she's just standing off by herself. Which, like, fair. That'd be a normal reaction from anyone who has just seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. I'm gonna go talk to Stella, check in on her. You walk over to Stella. Oh, hey Drake. I'm so sorry I couldn't get you out of there sooner. I'm so sorry, Drake. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? Man, her eyes were very teary. She hurries off down the road. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? She's a strong girl. She's had to grapple with a lot of turmoil in her life. She can handle an evening like this. All of you should be taken after Stella right now too, to be honest. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. You don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. God, what a disaster this whole night's been. I had no idea it would turn out like this. I'm so sorry, everyone. Stop apologizing, Dad. We're the ones who don't have a house anymore. We don't even have the library. Well, there was another carving in there. I'm gonna leave it at that. Sorry, I'm a little lost. Have you been finding carvings around town? I remember you mentioning that this morning. There's more than one of those things? I'm sure everyone here could stand around theorizing about this all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. Spent a lot of time with Wayne in there. Yeah, I noticed. We could smell him as soon as we snapped out of it. What happened? Did he hurt you? He was part of the reason I left the ghost behind. He really didn't want me to make a deal with it. Weird. It's like he has some sort of obsession with you, isn't it? We don't need to trouble Drake for the details. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear. He won't make trouble. Were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Yeah. It was awful. Kind of fun too, but mostly awful. I'm pretty sure we remember everything. At least up until that guy showed up and snapped us out of it. Wayne. He's been following Drake around. What did he say to you? Like I said, let's not trouble Drake about him. Just stay away, all of you. Sybil, just fucking... You could actually talk to us. Like, how can keeping things that you know a secret be helpful in this situation whatsoever? Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? No idea. The words just came out. There's no context, nothing. But there was a weird feeling, like an overwhelming guilt. So angry. I was mostly just scared. I didn't feel any of those things. I felt... I don't know how to describe it. I felt powerful. I was just cold. I'm really sorry, Oscar. I'm really sorry, Rosalina. It's okay. Worse things have happened to people, and the price was just too high. We'll find a way to pick things up. I know you did everything you could for us. It was probably smart not to trust that ghost anyways. You won't have to do it alone, Oscar. You can help yourself do whatever you need in the store. Yeah, I'm sure Aunt Winnie and I can help out too. This town is full of good people. We won't let this ruin Oscar. What do we do about the library? We can always board it up until the ghost goes away, right? The mines were boarded up, and that just made us want to go down there even more. We can't just tell them it's mega haunted. Even if folks believe us, they'll just make them want to investigate for themselves. Maybe we just say there's a gas leak. Sybil, is there a chance this goes away on its own? I'm not really an authority on these things, but it doesn't seem interested in fading away. Okay, that's settled then. We board it up. We say there was a gas leak. I just hope no one gets curious, I guess. It's the best we can do for now. I guess I should probably head back. I'm gonna be thinking about this for days and like replaying this game. I'm pretty sure most of my week is gonna be replaying and trying different outcomes, different combinations of people. I mean, God, so yeah, it was just, that was a lot. And definitely gonna need a little bit to kind of have things settle and understand it properly. We should probably get going too. It's starting to get chilly out, and I don't want to keep Alexis's parents up too late. I'll be over later tonight with some bedding and hot tea. I'll have Miles bring you groceries in the morning. Don't be a stranger. Let us know if you need anything, okay? I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Anika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Drake? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Anika wearily treks back to the general store. I'll be back in a moment to walk you home, dear. I just need to put the tea on and give your cousin a quick call. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. My whole body hurts, Mom. What's that? And I want a better answer than a ghost. You'll be alright. Let me get you some of that special tea. It's been working well, don't you think? I think ibuprofen would be better, but I gotta admit the tea has been nice. I'll put the kettle on as soon as we get home. I guess it's just the two of us now. Oh! I've encountered a bug. Do you regret coming along tonight? Look, that was a horrible experience that will stick with me for the rest of my days, and we failed to get rid of the ghost. But failure has a way of bringing people together. And hey, I got genuinely possessed back there. How many people can say they were possessed by a ghost? So, you have no idea who you were? I could roughly place most of the others. None whatsoever. But I remember everything I said, and I remember that cold feeling. Prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. It's been added to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. What do you remember? As far as I know, all of it. I might start forgetting soon, but for now it's all fresh. The twisting wasn't the most pleasant, but even though I feel like I got tossed in a blender, it honestly made me feel so alive. I guess. We can add it to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. Guess you finally got some shared trauma with everyone now? Yeah. Avery chuckles, then grabs at their ribs, wincing. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, I guess I do, huh? I know tonight was horrific, but it was also thrilling. And knowing we all went through it together, it makes it easier. There are people to commiserate with tomorrow morning when the soreness really starts to set in. Still, I feel awful for Oscar and Rosalina, and I feel for myself. I'll see if there's something Aunt Winnie can do to help them out. At the very least, I can help them spruce things up with some plants once they find a place to settle in. Which reminds me, I'd better get back home. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. Might have to call in sick, but here's hoping a good night's sleep's enough to heal up. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Sybil returns not long after Avery leaves. It's time to head back to the estate. Your cousin wasn't exactly thrilled to hear about what happened tonight, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could. Shall we? Let's go. I really wish I could have given Avery a hug. You once again find yourself on the long trek back to the estate, this time featuring ditchlings everywhere. The night feels cold, the crunch of leaves beneath your feet deafening in the quiet wilderness. Let's stop here for a bit. These old bones need a moment to rest. Whoa. Okay, whoa, there's a lot here. There's ditchlings everywhere. Are you a witch? Edwardine killed Charles Jr., but it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done? Wayne didn't want me to make a deal with the ghost. There was a stone carving of a goat's head and a pack of wolves. Oh, it was a goat's head? Okay. I thought I was a fucking lion. There was something similar to the mines last night last night too. A circle of arms and chains. Both of them gave me visions. Symbol, what is Wayne? Why can't I just go home, like to my real home? There's so many questions I want to ask. I just really hope that it lets me ask a few of them. Edwardine killed Charles Jr., but it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done? Is that what the spirit showed you? Your family built one of the most powerful coal empires in the Appalachia. These sorts of things don't come out without betrayal and bloodshed. These are all assumptions, of course. I'm just an old woman who enjoys her tea, and the Scarlet Empire is far older than these rattling bones. If you want the bloody details, I'm afraid you'll have to find them yourself. There was a stone carving. Oh, wow, that surprised her. Both of them gave me visions. Was there now? It's quite an interesting development. Perhaps we can discuss these visions over tea tomorrow. See if we can piece things together. Tea tomorrow sounds nice. Lovely. I'll be looking forward to it. She knows so much. Why isn't she sharing? Sybil, what is Wayne? Like I said, he's just a man. Ooh, no, absolutely not. He's not just a fucking man. He's falling apart and smells like death, but somehow he's stronger and faster than me. What's wrong with him? You know more than you're letting on. He seems like a nice guy. Oh, okay. No, he's not. I honestly would say this. Like, we've been fucking traumatized tonight. He's falling apart, smells like death, and somehow he's faster and stronger than me. The smile briefly fades from her face. Language, Drake. We don't use words like that around here. Seriously? I can't say the word fuck after everything I've been through? And to respond to your accusation, it's not exactly polite to share people's medical history. I may not have taken the Hippocratic Oath, but I still respect the privacy of others. That's enough rest for me. Let's carry on for a bit. God damn it, Sybil! Fucking stop lying to me. You and Sybil walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate. One last rest and we'll get you home. Okay. Wayne didn't want me to make a deal with the ghost. Of course he didn't. Some people will never understand the kind of sacrifice that was laid upon the table tonight. If you'd have gone through with the deal, it would have been an affront to everything he is. There's ditchlings everywhere. There are, and I'm afraid they still would be this numerous even if you had managed to exorcise the spirit you encountered tonight. Its presence was merely a symptom of a rot in this place, rather than its cause. People are unfortunately just gonna have to get used to the sight of these things in the coming days. Oh, they're so fucking creepy. Why can't I just go home, like to my real home? You poor dear, this is your real home. It's hard to have the sensitivity to feel these things, but on some level, it's called you back here. Nobody really leaves the holler, at least not forever. Call it a quirk of the town. Oof. Oh my god, you're right, aren't you? Oh my, you look absolutely horrified. I was just pulling your leg, dear. People leave town all the time. We just haven't been blessed with the most frequent public transportation. Are you a witch? She laughs, surprised by her question. No, dear, though some might call me one. I'm just an old woman who fancies herself a bit of a healer. You do magic or not? Yeah, that was a silly question. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, dear. I'm sure your mind is absolutely swimming with all sorts of questions right now. It's only natural to be curious. Thank you for patiently waiting with an old woman, Drake. I feel spry as a spring chicken. You and Sybil trek through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves on the outskirts of the estate. I'm looking forward to continuing our chat tomorrow, once you've had some time to rest. Good luck handling Tabitha. I try to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you could do with someone that prickly, bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Drake. You've earned it. Oh, God. Sybil heads back through the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha. Feel so bad I didn't bring her with me. You open a door to the estate as quietly as you can, only to find your cousin anxiously pacing in the foyer. She's been waiting for you. So you've finally come back. After last night, I thought we were done with all the running around and secrecy. Guess I was too optimistic. Do you know how stuff like this impacts me? Do you even care? We need to talk, Tabitha. I need to talk to you about some stuff. Now's really not the time. Oscar's house was haunted by the ghost of Charles Shaw Jr., who was murdered by Edwardine Scarlet. It wanted years of my life in exchange for leaving, but I wasn't about to give it what it wanted. Wayne followed me, spent a lot of time with Wayne. There was another one of those stones in Oscar's house, and it gave me another vision. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to say multiple things. Oh, she looks so scared. I wasn't about to give it what it wanted. Was there a gas leak in the library or something? Do you realize how ridiculous you sound right now? That ghost is our family's fault. There are like 6 other people there. They all got possessed. They can corroborate everything I'm telling you. It wasn't a gas leak, it was a ghost. I'm not so sure that they're gonna remember this tomorrow. I wish she was with us. Didn't Sybil tell you what happened? Why won't you believe me? Sybil says a lot of things, Drake. For all I know, she was making stuff up to cover for you. She's nice like that. It's annoying. Wayne followed me into Oscar's house. Do you think mentioning that awful man is supposed to garner sympathy from me or something? So you do know him. Did I ever say I didn't? Yes! He's a creep from a bad time in my life, and I do my best not to think about him, which has become an increasingly difficult task. He's stalking me. I'm glad you see it that way. He's a creep, and if he tries talking to you again, you should walk away. There was another one of those stones in Oscar's house. It gave me another vision. Like last night. That was gas. I'm sure what you thought you saw tonight was similar. Maybe you had another seizure. All the more reason you shouldn't run off and not tell me where you are. Who put them there? What if they're making all this supernatural stuff happen? They've been telling me a lot about our family. I think we've done terrible stuff, Tabitha. And all of it is probably in your imagination, as they're hallucinations stemming from either gas or, I don't know, your own guilt and exhaustion. City folk love to self-flagellate. Who put them there? You expect me to know? They're probably some kind of ancient artifact, and I'm not an archaeologist. Have you been getting enough sleep? You sound a little delirious. What if they're what's making all this supernatural stuff happen? I've yet to see any evidence of the supernatural. This feels like a distraction from me being mad at you. I really fucking wish I brought her with me. That's pretty much it. Jeez, then I'm going to bed. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. Damn it, Tabitha. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow. Good God. I really wish I'd brought her with me. I kind of wish that was what I've done for this main playthrough, and to be honest, I might go back and do that. And if you'd like to see, I guess, that result as well, please let me know. I am gonna do like the being awful playthrough as well, but holy shit. I would also like to keep most of the other trait combinations and results and playthroughs to myself. I mean, this game has so much to offer, and I really hope you check it out if you want to see all of those little bits, but I will be covering, I guess, the biggest of them. Just wow, this has given me a lot to think about. I feel as though I've not really been chatty. I was just so excited to play this game and go through it and see what was happening, so I don't know if I really provided much commentary. And either way, I really appreciate you sticking around to the end, if you have. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It would mean a lot to me. If you have any thoughts, please share them in the comments. I would love to hear them. I'm definitely going to be hanging out in the Discord and seeing what other people think. Just, wow, yeah. I'll see you guys super soon with the next one. And until then, bye for now.